I'm so excited to be back again tonight. I look forward to our wonderful time today. Today's going to be an awesome, exciting show. I'm so excited. I have Paranormal Investigator Eric Good here with me today.
Hi,
We're going to talk about his stuff too. Before I get started, I want to go through a few events that are coming up, just in case anybody has any interest. Tomorrow night I'm at Wessex Grill in Wessex, New York, and with that, there were 6 people that canceled. That dinner with the medium was sold out within, I think, 4 hours, and right now we have a 6-person party that canceled. So if anybody from Amenia, Millville want to go, there's 6 tickets. Also, we are accepting people for our next Wessex, which is in October. So if you contact them, that would be great. Also, I wanted to talk about Gilbert School. That is next Friday night. These are all benefits, by the way. I'm pretty much doing everything for cost for all the benefits, and pretty much all the proceeds go to the organization. So I will be at Gilbert School next Friday, September 28th. Saturday, September 29th, I'm at Center for the Dance Arts. October 5th, I'm in New Milford High School for their graduation party again. Then October 6th, I'm at Black Cat. All the privates are already filled, but there are a few seats left for their group. On October 13th, I'm in Amenia Firehouse. I love my New York. Then I have dinner with the medium at Bogey's at Greenwoods Country Club coming up October 15th. Wessex Grill for October is the 25th. And American Legion in my Southington area will be in October too, October 26th. So I just wanted to touch base with all of these fundraisers and all of these events, because it is fundraising time of year. So please support all of your local children and fire stations and clubs, because all of those things have so much meaning to the community, and I help raise tens of thousands of dollars a year for these things. They all matter. So I just wanted, also Torrington Football will be doing something, so I'm very excited to be working with them. So anyhow, those are the events. I want to talk to Eric now. You guys are going to love the guy. We've done some stuff together before. Hi, Eric.
Hi, how are you?
So glad to see you.
Thanks for having me on
He
tonight.
brought us some gadgets.
Yes, I did.
So what does a paranormal investigator do first?
Well, we're kind of, we don't like to be called ghost hunters, first of all. I want to get that out there. Paranormal investigator, what he tends to do is whenever there's a problem, they're being called in. We not just try to go in and prove that there's something there, because obviously you're being called in. What we try to do is we try to narrow down exactly what, through history of the property, through maybe some connection through the family, recent deaths, stuff like that. And we try to boil it down to make it as easy transition for the people who call us in. Because as you know, sometimes people are very scared. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like you're trying to talk them off of a bridge because they don't know what direction to go into.
Right.
And it's really hard. So what we do is we try to go in and try to reassure them, give them some empowerment back, and try to help them get in the right direction. And that's usually when I contact Karen if they're having a hard time, because Karen comes in and she's, first of all, you're a sweetheart. You've helped out so many people. And if there's one person that I would call, it's Karen.
Thank you.
So she comes in and we just go to town. We just take care of business. We make sure that the people are comfortable. We let also any spirits that are there know that we're also there to help them. It's not just helping the living. It's helping everyone.
Right.
Both sides. Both
right.
sides.
That makes sense.
So
tell me some of your... So what do these do?
Okay, well, everybody's going to know this from your typical show that's on TV, the EMF detector. I'm going to say the same thing which everybody's going to know. It actually measures, detects forms of energy through the EMF field, which could be small bits of radiation. We all give off energy because we're all carbon life based forms. We're basically batteries. So energy that would come up, which would detect this, would be some kind of a higher than ambient range of
I
electricity.
don't know what that means, but okay.
What it means is there's always current coming around us.
Mhm.
You know, you've got cell phones that would spike this up. Computers can spike this up. Microwaves. These were actually first intended to use to make sure microwaves weren't leaking when they put the seals into the factories. But then they started realizing that this also has a dual purpose. It's also very good for testing for high outputs in wires. If you have a high reading, which would go to red, normally that would be something very bad. It would be something that would be along the lines of a high tension wire that's just giving out too much ozone. So this will detect that. These tools are what I use because I'm not in direct contact like Karen is. And these are also dowsing rods. These have been used for years for water.
Like what I do with the necklace.
It's exactly what you do with the necklace, right. And these help people just try to see if there's some energy, whether it be water flowing, because that gives off energy, or static, or possibly spirits.
So how do they work?
So what you do is there's a little straw here.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was talking to you, that's why I wasn't so sure about it, because you're not really in direct contact with the wand. The wand is actually free floating from the straw. And what you do is when you place these in your hand, you're supposed to point them down ever so slightly so you don't get false readings. Bring them close to you and let them settle down. And then what you would do is you would ask a question. And if they would cross without moving, and you keep them tight to your body, and if they move and they cross, that could be a yes or a no.
Okay, so if you look at that like this, let's do an experiment and see
Sure.
where we go. Okay, so face me.
Okay.
I hope you guys like this. All right.
Okay, let me just get this shoulder over here and I will get these things stopped.
So I'm going to focus my energy.
Okay.
Okay, so move. How's that?
That's really good.
Stop. Go back.
Come on.
Move back. Oh, that's so cool.
That is cool.
And forth. Go out.
Now, these are tied against my body, people. I am not
Watch.
manipulating it.
Can I contact spirit? If yes, go in. Thank you. Go out.
This one's a little bit... There we go.
They don't want me to stop.
I don't think so.
Oh, that's too cool.
That is cool. Wow, now that's different.
Thank you, spirit. Thank you, spirit. Come back to me. Thank you.
That's
oh,
pretty
that's
awesome,
pretty
isn't it?
cool. Wow, that's a cool experiment,
And
everybody.
by having it close to you and pointing down, I mean, they're going to go where they're going to go. My thumbs weren't manipulating them. It is amazing how they work. And I got to tell you, I saw...
Did that ever happen before?
Not with somebody directly, no. But I have had spirit encounter with that, and it has worked. The weird thing was, I didn't know about these until probably
I
just...
learned today.
Yeah,
that was so
yeah,
cool how
yeah.
spirit answered everything.
Absolutely.
That was spirit, not me,
Goose
doing all
pimples.
the answers.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. It just shows how the energy is always there.
I first found out about these, there was a water line that broke at Hillside Cemetery when I used to work up there as a kid. And an old farmer that did some digging for us for like the road and stuff
Just keep going though. I'm
came
listening.
up and he had a set of these and I said, what are you doing? He goes, oh, this is going to tell me where the water is. I said, there's no way that's going to tell you where the water is. There's just no way. And he's walking and all of a sudden they crossed and he stepped back and he walked again and they crossed. He put a red X there, got in his truck, he's left. Well, pretty soon the water crew comes up to shut the line off and I said, can you guys tell where this pipe is? He goes, yeah. They had a little radar thing they put there, and right where that X was, that's where the guy got it, and there was a water line there. So I was like, okay. So later on, I said, I wonder if this works with spirit activity, and I heard that they say it does.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I said, I'm going to get a set. So, $15, you can actually make this out of a coat wire hanger
I
and
want to
straw.
talk about it though.
Okay.
Because the other thing is I want to go through this first.
Sure.
I'm not saying, are you all on? I just want to make sure you're all here with me today. Are you enjoying this? If you are, you can just give me a little type. Okay, go ahead. So,
no problem.
what does this do?
Now this is how we detect temperature fluctuations. It's an infrared thermometer, and what you would do is you take this and press that triangle button, and it'll bounce off and tell you what the wall temperature is.
Oh, cool.
So like when we're investigating it, sometimes we get the temperature drops or
Like
spikes.
the firehouse.
And when Karen was doing a cleansing, we got to tell the whole story.
Yeah, you got to tell the whole story.
All right, so I was called into a firehouse. There was some activity there. And this was the first time I think Karen and I actually worked together,
Yep.
wasn't it? Karen did a reading for my family, and I was totally skeptical. I'm like, no, this isn't real. And she came in and goose pimples. She knew my daughter, my father. She knew my daughter's nickname. So, real deal.
Okay.
So I called her and I said, geez, by any chance do you do cleansings? And she goes, yes, I do. I said, would you maybe help me with this if I call you for this fire department? Something happened there. She goes, don't tell me. I want to come in and I'll check it out. I said, okay. So we get together. First time I ever found out about tourmaline as well. So she told me about that, and we made sure we kept it going ever since. Always.
Just to stop. So I do a lot with stones and crystals, and black tourmaline is a huge. It keeps negative away. So like if you're in different places, like black tourmaline is a great stone to have. I actually have a couple here.
Yeah, fantastic.
But I'll show.
Come see this lady. She'll set you up. So we went in, and I said, I'm going to just give you a brief layout of where things are in the house. I didn't tell her what happened, and she went right to the men's room. And she goes, it happened here. And I said, yeah, it did. She goes, okay. She goes, I'm cold. I'm like, okay. She goes, and then I'm at peace. I said, okay. She goes, but I'm here. And there's a name, a Greg, something like that, a Greg or a Craig. I said, Greg. She goes, yep. Yes, that's what he said, Greg. And he says, you said that the spirit liked him because he used to tease him. So all this came to fruition.
In the bathroom?
In the bathroom.
But
the meter's going off.
Going
the meter was going off. This one here, the EMF. And she goes, I feel it here, it's getting cold. So I took this and I pointed it right at Karen. And there was a 20-degree difference between Karen and the ambient temperature of the room everywhere, including myself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But once you said, okay, he's gone, the temperature came back, and when I zapped her again with this, and it was room temp.
Well, because, like, my dad had the ability to help spirit go to the other side.
Okay.
So inside of the house that I lived, there was, I tell people sometimes about Barney. Barney lived inside of the house, right?
Okay.
And his soul did not go to the other side. And as a little kid, being so different, he was bothering me every day because Barney had money inside of the mattress.
Wow.
Yeah, and my mom goes one day, like my parents, I come from a working class family,
Yep.
and my mom used to get up to go to work 4 o'clock in the morning, and she goes, why are you awake? Every night when I come at 4 o'clock in the morning, you're awake. I go, because Barney bothers me every night. He's mad, that they took everything out of the house and there was money in the mattress. Do you know within 2 days it was done?
Really?
I feel like my father made Barney go to the other side.
No kidding.
He was really good about stuff like that. Another thing I like to talk to people about is like, because, we talk about the fact that everybody's made up of energy.
Absolutely.
That doesn't mean, everything that you and I do is based on God, heaven, and light, too.
Absolutely.
So, I don't, people, that's who I am. I'm very God-based.
Yep.
I'm very spirit-based. I believe in the afterlife. Obviously, in order to do what I do, I would hope that you have to. And the biggest part of the spiritual movement and spiritual journey that I have is helping people to understand that there's more than the other side and that heaven is for real. And with that person, the firehouse, that was helping him to get to heaven.
And I got to tell you, it really absolutely worked.
But then we had the crazy stuff in there too with that reverend guy. That was scary.
There was somebody who was no longer there that was goofing around with Ouija boards and didn't know what he was doing and actually pulled something very dark in, which Karen also hit, which was upstairs in the pool room. And for that, I believe it was salt. We did salt, sage, and we did connective energy together with us in the room. And when that one also went, that one got really warm, and it was a cooler night, but it got really warm, and then all of a sudden the temperature went back. And that was different because downstairs it was cold. Well, if there is usually a source of a negative energy, what will happen is it's going to give off heat because it's going to be trying to fight everything around. That is the theory behind it. So whenever you get a really hot spot, instead of being a positive energy, it's a negative energy.
It's interesting.
And that's when you can get the sulfuric smells. And we've only encountered that a couple of times.
We had a couple places we were supposed to go to that we didn't go to.
I know.
Because Spirit told me, do not go, do not enter. Call him up and tell him not to go in the house.
And
I
we
would
didn't.
never forget that.
And we didn't. And I was happy to pass that along. There are times when you got to know, this is too big for my britches. And because this is still, I consider it a field. People consider it a hobby. Yes, it's kind of a hobby because, you're trying to help people, but you're buying all this stuff.
That's what I wanted to touch base with you on, too, is the fact that if you don't know what you're doing,
yes,
you really shouldn't be doing it.
That is a really good point to bring up. Through the years, we've read stories about people dying, people getting hurt because breaking in to places. I never investigate any place we don't have any. We have full permission for all of our investigations. There's no way I would ever trespass. Right. My family has run a cemetery for years. I've always been very respectful for cemeteries, sundown, all that stuff, not going in at night, doing everything you can to be respectful all across the board.
But when we do our cemeteries, we're not going to do it at night?
Well, what I was going to suggest is if I can find out who owns it, as long as we can let them know and let the police officers know, because it is against the law at sunset. They don't really enforce it much, but you can get arrested for trespassing once sun goes down.
Well, Spirit won't let me do. They'll warn me if it's something
sure
I'm not supposed to do anyhow. Because that's the other thing you worry about. Like, I'm very God-based, so I have to be. You have to be mindful of.
Absolutely.
I think the dark side. I would be a great thing for them to.
Yeah, it would be a powerful tool for them to get a hold of. That's for sure.
Exactly. So I keep everything very.
That is one thing. Prayer. I'm more religious than my wife. My wife is more agnostic. She believes there's something. She just doesn't believe the same ways that I do.
Right.
But I'm also very earth-based. I believe in crystals.
I'm the same way.
So I think it's really the intent. If you go in there with good intentions and you're doing something that you know is going to help.
But you have to be professional.
But
You've done this for a long time.
Yes.
Yeah, we had gotten, they called me and I gave them to you.
Yep. And I've gotten calls where I said, Karen, this is too big for me. We got to go in because I can't do it.
But remember the guy that their family decided to get some kind of a detection device online? And
that's the other problem. When you don't realize what you're, like when it comes to crystals, I asked Karen, I don't know enough about crystals. You got to be careful where you get them from. You got to make sure they're cleansed. You got to make sure when you get them home, you cleanse them. You got to make sure there are certain ways about going about. And when I'm not sure, I always say to Karen, I'm not so sure about this. And she'll also ask me, well, in your field, how do you deal with this? And how do you explain this? And we bounce back and forth. We're both extremely passionate about what we do. And we're striving for the same results. We're trying to help people. And first of all, make them realize that we're not alone and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not that scary when you think about it as just a person without a shell. If they're there, they're trying to express maybe one last goodbye or
I like to think too. I like to explain it that because this is where we do differ. To me, the soul goes to heaven.
Right.
Because there's where my heaven-based belief system comes. And the way it's been explained to me, because I do channel, you've heard my channels, I channel God. I have notebook after notebook of messages. And the way I like to explain it is that our souls are like the sun that's in the sky.
Okay.
Bright, pure light.
Right.
Now, it comes down as spirit, like the rays of the sunshine that come down, and it engulfs everyone that you love. But yet, where I feel like we're the same in that is that I also believe that we have DNA residue.
Yeah.
that is part of us that still
Absolutely.
stays on Earth, because we're energy, right? Our
Absolutely.
energy goes somewhere.
Absolutely.
So it's not, and you figure, when you die, your shell is buried or burned, but the DNA residue still continues to be part of Earth.
Absolutely, and that is amazing when you think about it in that way. I always start all my lectures out saying, we're carbon life-based forms, we are a battery. You can't destroy energy, you can change it, but you can never diminish it or destroy it. So when this body dies, right, and our souls go
I
up
feel
to
like
heaven,
they go up to heaven.
go up to heaven, and we decide whether they come back or what. That's where we kind of differ. We're not so sure. We're still trying to find the answers. She has more answers than I do, but it's hard because when you think about it, it really is based around everything that the Native Americans would teach you: earth, wind, water, and fire.
Yep. But and in the Native American culture, and like the way that I was taught by spirit, I believe, or somewhere, you go through each test of each thing. So we have our earth tests, how to provide food, how to do the things that we do there, right?
Right.
And then from there you go to kind of, it's fire.
Right.
So in fire is where you kind of have to learn to be able to walk through the things in your life.
Different obstacles and
And from there, you go to air.
Okay.
Or no, you go to wind. I forgot. But one is wind and one is air. You know what, I'm honest, I forgot.
Okay.
So in that's when you get to the higher dimension, planes. So you go from walking through the fire to taking in and absorbing the energy of. I think this message, by the way, is being channeled as I say it, because I'm hearing from heaven.
It's making sense.
So it's where you begin to take in all that is above, right? All the influences, and that's bringing you into the higher realm of air.
That makes sense.
And in air, you begin to understand more of the spirit.
I mean, when you really think about it, it really is all the trials we go through, isn't it?
It really is pretty interesting.
From the time you wake to the time you close your eyes. Yeah,
Boy, that fly's going to drive me crazy, you guys.
I might have got them. They're all over the place this year. They're all over the place this year. We have them in the house. I had them in the backyard, in my wood shop.
We only have 55 people on tonight.
55. That's because I'm on. I'm bringing you down.
No, it's because it's usually Tuesday night, and a lot of people I'm not hearing.
Oh.
Like usually they're saying, I'm here, but at least this is such an interesting show that everybody is kind of like loving it and watching
everybody. I hope I don't bore you too much.
So I just want to go through a couple more things about this, and then I'm going to do a reading for you, and I do have a surprise reading actually at 7:30, so we might have to stick around a little more for your reading.
Absolutely.
And then from there, you guys, the lines are going to open to the universe, so we will do our universal reading too. Where y'all come and get messages, because I was getting a bunch of stuff already today, so.
I wanted to ask you something. I was watching your show. I'm amazed at how fast, like a blink of an eye, you can get messages in.
Oh my God, they go crazy.
I was sitting there going, you almost sound like an auctioneer. It's like, wait, I got this person coming in, this person. It's like, wow.
I'll get 9 or 10 for people, and the thing is the people that are the loudest come. Now, usually on a Tuesday night show, there's 100 people.
Yeah,
at least.
Easy, you're right, yeah.
And I'm just like getting information in, throwing it out. And then some people aren't saying that it belongs to them. And then like I'll get messages that night and it's like, oh my God, so this was for me because blah, 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 blah. It's like, yeah, there you go. Yep. It's kind of like when I do the other things where it is kind of.
Yep. It's amazing how fast it goes. So I like when we were doing. Backtracking here quick, and I don't want to take up too much time, but when Karen was doing a reading for my family, I was amazed. It wasn't just my family, it was also friends that I didn't even know through the family. And how you watch the room, and her back is to the person, and she'll be talking, and all of a sudden you see the light bulb go on above somebody's head, and then they're like, they don't want to say anything. and she would turn right around and look right at the person and said, "And you," and
Oh
I was
my
just
God.
like, "Oh my goodness!" Like I goose pimples again talking about it.
Well,
It's
I
so much
think I'm
fun.
gonna, if enough people want to respond to this, I'm thinking of doing a filmed group here.
That would be awesome.
We got to figure out the cameras and everything,
Yeah.
but it will be a live group. So, people that respond, there'll be room for 12 people.
That's awesome.
But I would like, a lot of people probably would like to see how those groups go. And it looks like we're frozen.
Oh.
Are we still live?
Oh, there we are.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, maybe we're
Good,
on
I'm
pause.
so glad. Yeah, I was like, where is everybody? We're on pause. I'm not seeing anything. Okay, so those of you that want to come to that, please IM me. I want you to pick. I need for you to pick before I get going too.
Okay.
The next person at the end of the show, one person is going to get picked to come for a reading
boy.
here or a phone reading. And then Max McKinley from my fundraiser for my birthday, you won a reading on the show too. So Max, you need to get in contact with me for that. So, all right.
Awesome.
So it looks like a lot of people want to come to this group. So keep watching, everybody. See who gets picked for the live reading here. And for those of you that want to be part of my mini group here on a Tuesday night, that one is going to be recorded. And Max, there you are. You get to come for your live reading here. Thank you for the donation to the animal shelter. All right. So I'm going to do your reading, and then I am looking for Harmony to come through for me because she needs her reading.
Sure.
She should be calling via this FaceTime. All right, so I get a lot of things with you, I want to say, that are happening at one time. So this is not only things in the past. I feel as though there's a lot going on in the present too.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the thing that we're going to deal with because, I don't know, a lot of you know I do both, right? I connect to things because it's spirit coming through that gives me all the information. Before I get going with that, I do want to bring up your cat.
Okay.
Because I
Oh,
do
gonna
read
make me
animals just like I do read people.
Okay.
And we had talked about that. And, when you brought up animals, like I said, I saw the dog and the cat together.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to tell you that the cat lays on your chest.
Yep.
That's what the kitty did to you all the time. And that was your baby.
Mm-hmm.
I feel as though I'm hearing that because you weren't feeling well.
Yep.
And I feel like the kitty gave you motivation a lot of times
Yes.
to get moving. And not only that, the kitty was healing. I feel as though the kitty's showing itself as a very healing kitty.
Absolutely.
I just feel as though you were struggling in more than one level at that point. So it wasn't only struggling physically. I feel as though there was loss, and not only was there the loss, okay, now the loss of the child. I have to bring the baby into this because I'm understanding that the baby is playing with the kitty.
Awesome.
In heaven. And I just feel like the kitty helped with everything for you.
Yeah.
It was the thing, and I just feel like who's the problem with the hips or the back? Was it your hips and back?
Yep.
Not the kitty? Because the kitty had something going on with their hips and the back too in the end. Because I'm hearing, I'm seeing, I'm feeling that is being a big deal.
That crushed me. Yeah.
And I feel like you need to know that the right decision was made for me.
Yeah.
That was the hardest one you had to make.
It was bad for me.
But
it was bad for all of us.
I have to say that I felt all the tears. Because as I'm I feel as though as I'm being laid to sleep, I could feel your tears. Your tears on me. So please know that in heaven, you'll meet again because the kitty's with the baby.
I'm so happy.
And your dad's been gone a while.
Yep.
Because before you came today, I had got, a lot of times people before these readings and everything, I do get a lot of information. And I have to tell you that your dad is preparing for your mom. And as your mom goes closer and closer with dementia to the other side, she gets closer and closer to your dad.
It's going to be bittersweet then.
It's very bittersweet, but your mom wants to be with your dad.
I know that.
They love each other, and he's been gone a long time, and he's waiting to hold her in his arms again.
Thank you.
Now, who was in the military?
My dad. Yep.
Because he says he was very proud of his military service.
Yep.
And,
But my grandfather too.
well, your dad is, but I feel like your dad really is saying that he is very proud of his military. That's what he says. Like, I gotta tell you, I know who it is. He's saying, I feel like for him, I think somebody actually has, I don't know if it's the picture of him in the military, and I feel like they had his dog tags, but that's his bringing forth the dog tags is his way of validating.
Yep.
I want you to know that he is all about family.
Yes, he is.
So family is the most important thing. More importantly, the most important thing for him too. Apparently he likes dogs.
Yep.
So he likes the dog.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
He has a dog with him.
Okay.
That's, I don't know if it's his dog,
Okay.
but he's telling me when I see the dog is for your dad.
Okay.
The dog, he doesn't necessarily like cats.
Yeah. He's
like,
he's more of a dog person.
He's like, yeah,
Yeah.
he's funny. Okay.
Yep.
So
Thank you very much.
now, I have to say, you got to get off the hamster wheel. You have these like a lot of like struggles happening at one time, but it feels like a hamster wheel. So in order to get moving forward in the direction that you need to, you have to place yourself outside of that. And the other thing I'm hearing is you have to think a little more outside of the box.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to go from you.
Okay.
Just know that they love you as they step forward. I don't know who, I feel as though there's a lot with the breathing. I feel like there's so much problem with breathing, like as I step forward. Fran, if you're out there, Fran, I'm hearing from your aunt. Apparently your aunt is stepping forward for you. Your aunt is saying that she thanks you for remembering her. I feel like there was recently, maybe within the last 2 or 3 weeks, some kind of a celebration for her. I believe her birthday, her celebration, validating all of that happening at one time. So as she steps forward, she brings this to you. I feel as though she wants to tell you not to feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders. Now, I'm back to the person that has the problem breathing. I feel as though there is a lot with breathing. Molly, I just have to, when we're talking about animals, Molly, I have your dog stepping forward. I feel as though you recently had a dog that crossed. I feel like the dog stepping forward for you, Molly, to let you know that the right decision was made, and I know how much that I missed. I feel as though maybe the baby or the little girl, I feel like the family is missing the dog so much. And I feel as though you just picked up a piece of the dog, having a piece of the dog there with you. That validation is stepping forward. So Molly, know that your dog is always a big piece and a big part of who you are. And I want to talk about that, Jill, too, because we were talking about it today, too. As I thank you, Crystal, your mom had lung cancer, and your mom has been stepping forward. 1, 2, 3, 4 people with breathing issues. Okay, so I'm going to go because that's why I felt all of this at one time. Now, Jackie, I can feel the connection to your brother, too. I know his heart is an issue, but I feel as though he does stay on the mend for a little while. But I do get a connection to 6, or so whether it be 6 months or June, or there is a connection with him to 6. I feel as though when I feel this breathing issue, I can feel it from my chest going up through my throat. There's also a connection to a letter T. So Thomas, Tracy, Terry, there's a T. Who has the connection to the T? Hello, I got a connection to a T, everybody. Tommy, there's a T. Tommy, Terry, Tracy, T. Becky.
Yeah, Becky, yep.
Okay, does her dad have a T? No.
No.
Okay. Tom, thank you. Becky, Tom. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, Becky, so this is a validation for you, and I have your dad stepping forward for you. I feel as though he wants you to know that he's happy. I feel as though you worry about your mom. There's something with your mom. You worry about her a lot, but your mom is fine. You truly, he just wants you to know how proud he is of the children too, like all of the children. I feel as though not to worry about your daughter. She's doing fine. Kind of a validation. And yes, I can feel the fact of the cancer. Like, you know, that's why I was bringing up the cancer as being a big issue. And I just want you to know that your dad is saying that as your mom goes forward and deals with these tests, that he's right there to watch her. Now, I feel as though there's a connection to a birthday. I feel like this is for somebody else. Tammy Borgia, hi, how are you? I feel like there is a connection. I feel a connection to a birthday, an anniversary, a celebration. And who's 21? Is this for you?
21.
Yeah. 2 and 1. 2 and 1. Okay. Let me continue forward with my readings because I've been waiting for this one person. Okay, Zuli, I have to tell you that I feel the connection to a younger man for you, and I feel the connection to the dad. I feel as though he's saying that he is with you through everything that goes on. I feel as though there was a celebration there, kind of validation of the celebration. Kim, your mom thanks you for the way that you honored her today for her birthday. I feel as though you did a birthday. You celebrated her birthday in your own special way. And she is showing me that. She also shows me like a necklace. So I'm not quite sure what the thing is with the necklace. But I feel that. Perfect. Thank you, Becky. See, this was your reading. Your dad died on 21. Validating that.
Wow.
So I just have all of this at one time. Nita, your grandfather says that he was at at the wedding. I feel as though there's a celebration of a wedding. And I just have to say that I see the celebration of the wedding. Perfect. There you are. So I get that celebration. So please know that he shows that he was there for you for that. Okay. Also, I feel as though when I talk to, I hear, yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming at one time. Okay. The celebration. So who is the celebration? The wedding, the celebration. You guys are stumping me. So I'll tell you what's going to happen. You're welcome, Kim. Oh, Becky.
Her sister? Is that what it says? Oh my goodness.
There you go. I guess it's your reading, Becky. You need to come for a private reading here. She's getting married. Thank you.
Wow.
So the validation of the celebration, knowing that for the celebration, Kelly, you got engaged. Perfect. So I'm just hearing about all of these weddings and these celebrations that are happening to know that your loved ones truly are there for you for this. And I have to say, I feel as though, Patricia, your son is very special to your dad, to the dad. So whether it be the father, the father-in-law, I feel as though I feel as though the son is very special. Now,
That's amazing.
you guys, I'm trying to give so many of you readings. This is happening so quick that my head is getting cuckoo here. So, who's the letter J or John or Joe? I have the J. All right, I want to talk about that, Lori, because I feel the connection to Lori and Lori's dad stepping forward. And I don't feel like you need to be in a room with him for him to know that he truly knew how much you loved him. And I want to tell you that nothing was left unsaid. I feel as though you dream about him all the time. And your dream is his way of stepping forward. I just want you to know that nothing was left unsaid and that he loved you so much. I also feel like there was a distance. Now, when I see Danielle has a JM,
Okay.
so Danielle, I just want you to know that your dad is with you, showing you. And by the way, I don't look a lot at what's going on down here, right? You're with
I've
me.
been looking every
I'm not. Because I can't. It's too quick. But I have to say that your dad is telling you that he's with you because you're going through a lot of things right now. And he's seeing everything that you're going through, and his being there, touching you, being a part of this is his way of letting you know that he always walks along beside you. Now, I'm not quite sure, Anne Marie. I feel like somebody made a decision, Anne Marie, with your... Wow, it's a day for dads, I guess. Your dad truly saying how proud he is of the daughter. So somebody I guess there was a graduation of some sort this year, validating the graduation.
That's great.
Peter? Who's got a Peter? Okay, so now who's the loss of the son? Somebody lost the son, because I'm getting a son. Like, I'm hearing all about the son, and then I hear about a sister. So somebody lost their father and their son. I'm getting the connection to both, the father and the son. The father with the son. Does somebody want to validate? Peter, yes. Okay, so I have to say, I get the connection to Peter too, because Peter knows how much he's loved. But I have the father with the son. Then there's the one that drowns.
Okay.
So I get a connection to drowning. I feel it here. But I also feel as though the father and the son. Now, who's the one with the problem with the drugs or the somebody has the grandson left his father 3 months ago. Thank you. Okay, that is validation, right? The validation of as everything moves on. But then I have to bring forward the one that had the problem with the drugs, the alcohol, or the mental health, because I can feel that. And there was as to whether the person had crossed of their own making or by accident, because
Okay.
I get that too. So, yes, your grandmother will be at the wedding, and I feel as though they hold something. My father drowned. Both my brother and my thank you to whoever that was. That was your connection to your loved ones that you asked to be able to come to you today. And they're showing the fact that, you know what, you've made the right choices, and that they are happy that you continue to honor them and keep them within your heart. So thank you for that. And yes, your son was met with your children before they crossed to the other side. Part of these readings that I do like this are also teaching. And I feel like with these readings today, there are a lot of teachings. Thank you. I just lost my son-in-law Justin to an accident. That would be a son. Son-in-law is a son. And I have to say, Kelly, that your family is so happy that you finally found someone. That in your life you have someone that is walking with you, and that they will be a part of your life, and that they celebrate and dance with you. And for the person with the alcohol, the person that crossed with the alcohol, please know that they step forward. Like, all these people are stepping forward as we go. See, that's the crazy thing about when I do these things,
That's
like
awesome.
on camera, because it's like boom, 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 boom.
That's
boom,
why
boom,
it's
boom.
like an auctioneer.
It's kind of like it's like firecrackers going
It's just
off, and I'm
amazing.
hearing like so many different things at once. I have to say that I just want to bring a couple things forward with these two, because this is also teaching moments. You know, when you cross to the other side, all right, Sandra, I just feel as though your husband knows how much you love him. I feel as though you go to his side of the bed, or there's something with the pillow, and at night you truly feel him with you. More importantly, I feel as though you continue to carry his shirt. I feel as though, knowing the grandchildren and the children in the family, and with one of you, you're thinking about making teddy bears, or you're taking the shirt and you're making something out of it. So, and Zuli, that is the substance abuse issue, because the person just passed away 5 days ago. And I just need for their family to know that they're okay as they step forward. Laura, your dad loves you very much. So I have a Laura, and her dad is saying how much she loves him too. I feel like what I have to say with these is, because there are so many of you on, I try to give as many of you as much as I can. And there you go. Her mom, see that?
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
So I just have to say that as this progresses, it's all with love. Just a few things, because I can't continue, with these. I just like to say a few things toward the end of this broadcast. There were a lot of dads and brothers today. I'm sorry that this froze. Everybody has someone. This is like if you went to a group reading and there were 200 people in it. I'm only going to be able to do so much at once.
Right.
Because I'm only you. One person, although I feel like the messages have been very specific, but yet more than one person can have a person with drug problems, alcohol problems, or whatever. And I want to continue with 2 messages today that I want to finish this with. I just want to say that your dog is in heaven, the person with the letter J.
Okay.
I don't know who that is, but I'm hearing about the dog being in heaven. And I just want to say that 2 things, that because a lot of this does go to similar things. When your loved ones cross to the other side, and it's a good thing to talk about this because of having you here today and what you do versus what I do. I connect to heaven, right?
Yep.
So if I connect to heaven, then your loved ones are always with you. And when they cross, their souls cross, in my belief, to heaven. What happens is they feel how much they're loved by the people that were a part of their life, and the people that's lives that they touched. And that's why that's something that I truly strive to make everybody happy, and I try to help as many people in my life as I can, because when I go to the other side, each one of those people will feel the love that I gave to them, and vice versa, and that's the best way to cross to the other side.
I agree.
And I feel like for you all to know that you don't have to be in a room with your loved ones in order for them to know how much they love you when you cross. And I feel as though that is very important to this, what I do, and to this reading today. And that's like the best message I feel that you can take away from this. I feel like somebody crossed and they weren't like near here or near where they lived. So I feel like I'm hearing that they like literally crossed. They were in a different state or something.
Okay.
And then they had to bring them here.
That would probably be my dad.
Really?
Because my dad, you go. He did die in Connecticut, but they brought him to Great Barrington.
Perfect. Because I'm hearing about that.
We had a hard time.
To get him there was a big issue.
To get him back home, yeah.
Because I'm hearing about the time as being like different.
Yep.
So,
that's
pretty
amazing.
Cool.
That's amazing.
So he appreciates all that.
Oh. Well, we definitely miss him. We appreciate him, that's for sure.
Well, I was expecting to have a phone reading today that was going to be here too. And here we go. This person's grandma passed away in Florida, and they're trying to get her here.
Okay.
So it's okay. You know, your grandma knew that you loved her as much as you don't have to be in a room, like I said. And I feel like for everyone to know and understand that that is like very important to this.
Right.
Like that is the thing for that. I want to talk about a couple things in the end too of this reading today. The first one being, so Eric and I are going to be doing some stuff together.
Yes, we are. I'm excited about it.
And I'll be bringing it up on the shows as time goes by as to how this is going to be. I think we're going to a couple places together, which is really cool.
Very excited.
And you know, again, I try to give as many people a reading, you all know that, as possible, and I truly do love each and every one of you. Please, you know, I make sure, and you know this, my readings are very affordable.
Yep.
I do not charge $1 million for a reading because to me, I come from a working class family. It's important that I am able to connect with everybody no matter for what. So, you know, I come for a private reading, have a group at your house. They're very inexpensive. You know, I have clients all over the world. You can be in, I mean, some people came on today from all other states too. I'm not plugging myself, but I just don't want you to limit yourself because I try to give as many of you a reading here as possible. And the other thing, I really would love for everybody to continue to watch.
Absolutely.
Because this is a mission for spirit to grow. I want it to be about the knowledge.
Absolutely.
I want it to be about understanding heaven, God. You know, but God is important to me. Heaven,
Absolutely.
God, spirit, and light. And that's where the mission is. It's not that people come on too late. It's that I can only do so much.
It's yeah.
I do a lot.
Yeah, you do.
In a crazy little amount of time.
You cram a lot into one show, that's for sure.
I truly do. And I love you all. So please, you know, keep it kumbaya.
Absolutely. Remember, love yourself, respect everybody else, and remember, intention is really everything.
And that's the other thing I want to bring through. I just want everyone to understand that you should really try to keep each other's light on.
Absolutely.
And everybody's light should burn brightly together. I just want you to know, I just want to end kind of with a message from Spirit, and I'm going to channel it here and now. It's like one of those things that will be in my book.
Absolutely.
So I just have to say that for a lot of people right now, you're going through a difficult, you know, it's that time where there's transitions, and Spirit is actually showing me the visualization of a stream. And as we look at ourselves and we look at the water running purely through this stream, know that that is all that is pure, the place of cleansing, a place of hope and love. As we look at the water and the stream, we begin to see stones as the current begins to move faster and faster. Stones begin to move and move throughout the water. Picture this being one of your problems that you're dealing with in your life right now. Now, allow the universe to take it. Allow the water to purify it. And for the current to move that stone or boulder from your life. And look upon heaven and ask the universal light to help you for each day. Thank you.
That was beautiful.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you, Karen, for
God bless.
allowing me to have
Thanks.
this chance. Thank you.
Plug your what you
Okay.
do.
We're doing a friend of mine, my group partner, Dan. We're doing a show called Chasing Shadows, and it's anything to do with supernatural, paranormal, from Bigfoot to spirits to ghosts to the triangle to whatever you want to talk about. And what we do is we just try to make it a little bit lighter side. And, we have a good time, but we're serious about what we do. We do the best research we can. We try to stand by everything we say. And if anything, you watch the show and you get a little bit of a laugh at the end. But
I like laughs.
But it's nice. It's a nice way to kind of break the tension. So we're usually on Friday nights on YouTube, and I believe it is also posted on Facebook. However, we have really bad Wi-Fi problems, so I apologize about the signal. But if you stream it and just listen to it, you don't have to watch us. You can listen to us, and it'd be more like a podcast.
Well, that's what they had to do to me last show, right,
Yeah.
everybody? It was sideways.
Yeah, it's you got to realize when you get to be older folks like us, the technology is kind of crazy. We were just talking about her grandson and how brilliant he is, and
Oh my God.
when it comes to me, I'm like, okay, where's the button? So.
Oh, you have to pick from everybody that's on here.
Okay.
So the first person is Max. If you can contact me via email for your reading, you'll be on my show. So I got to pick out, we have to do your date. So thank you for the donation to my charity. I will match whatever is left at the end for this dog
That's awesome.
charity for
That's
my
very
birthday.
nice.
Well, I'm all about charity. That's
Absolutely.
what I do. Charity
Absolutely.
begins at home, but charity is charity to me. It's important.
Absolutely.
I mean, God gave me a gift, but it's up to me to share the gift that God gave me with
Absolutely.
other people. That's how I feel.
Absolutely.
But you get to pick one more person
Okay.
that's still on,
All right.
and they get to come and be on the show too. So,
All right. So any one of these people, and
anybody.
I'll just kind of bounce it back and forth, close my eyes, and press. Did I get somebody?
Nope. You got press the comment button.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to do this. Oh boy. Here, I'll
Wait a minute.
Sure, have Eric come over and goof it up.
Hey, Eric, what'd you do to my
There we
thing?
go. All right,
You're
there we
waving
go.
every way.
Who's that?
I think it's Christina Hart.
Hey, congratulations, Christina Hart.
That said, don't forget to peel the sticker. I don't know what that means, but...
Well, there you go, Christina. Enjoy it.
Christina, you can IM me, and Max, IM me or call me. I'll get you on. And the other thing is, I'm trying to do like eight shows, and then I'm doing some stuff with Eric.
Yep.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to end with just a 12-person kind of group. I want everybody to understand how my groups go. We have to figure out the filming of it and everything, but so look for that too. If you're somebody that's always on this and watching the show, that's something that you could be a part of.
That's awesome.
And anyhow, keep watching and please keep sharing, because this is a spiritual movement and a spiritual journey. And I just want to tell Kim in New Milford that her mom again just wants her to know that she's happy with her birthday celebration, because she's kissing Big Daddy in heaven, and that's who she wants to be with.
That's awesome.
Good night, everybody. Love you all.
Good night, everyone. God
Bye-bye.
bless. Good night.
Still on.